guys, welcome back to the Bayside Fabrication YouTube channel. We got a big couple days here. It is Sunday, March 28th, and Cleetus and Cars is next Saturday. And I have decided to enter the Burnout contest. So there's a few things I need to do before that can happen, and we're going to be doing those today. I'll just go over it real quick. 1, install the bash bar diffuser. 2, disconnect the rear brake calipers and get them secure and out of the way. 3, make a temporary roof for the cart. And 4, patch up any holes in the rear firewall partition or any openings. There's a couple on the lower end that, you know, haven't really been a concern to me, but better safe than sorry. So we'll get that completely patched up and we'll be in good shape. Okay, we got our diffuser pretty much done, and we got our bash bar done with the exception of welding up end caps, which I'll do shortly. But right now, I actually bought a sheet of, this is not Kydex, but it's, I can't remember the name of the brand off hand, but it's the same thing. They make holsters and gun holsters and things like that out of this product. So my plan right now is to actually heat it and see if I can form some kind of roof. Now, I always wanted to have a removable roof on this car, just because, I mean, once it gets, like, well, pretty much now, this time of year in Florida, it gets real hot in a car with no shade. So I would like to probably Zeus clip or something a roof on. And I'm sure, as you guys have seen, the last Cleetus and Cars Burnout contest, there was an unfortunate accident where a kid got burnt really bad on a rear mounted radiator setup. I, of course, have a partition here, so I'm pretty protected in that regard. However, this will just also add more protection just in case something goes south, but also to shade me from the sun, pop it on if it starts raining, etc., etc. So that's kind of my plan right now. We're going to see how well it works. The thing is, I think it has to be like 350 degrees or somewhere around that neighborhood in order to form. And once it forms, it's really a great product to work with. I've actually made gun holsters before with this stuff. So it's super easy to use, but the problem is not overheating any spots to give it kind of like, it will kind of bubble and burn a spot. It's to heat it evenly, and that's really the key. So to get even heat and to get enough pressure to form it. So like I said, I'm just gonna try to press it. My goal is to kind of wrap it around the tubes so it has like an X shape in it, which will add strength to it, and it'll also look pretty cool. So we'll see if we can do that. This stuff I got locally, it was 120 bucks for the sheet, so it's not the cheapest stuff in the world, but I'm gonna just cut one off now and give it a shot. So the key is going to be try to heat this evenly without getting any weird discoloration. All right, so what was happening is I was heating it and it just starts to buckle. So what I'm going to do is I actually was able to borrow the engine cover from one of Cleetus's jet boats, and this is some memory foam. So what I'm going to do is throw a ratchet strap around this and put pressure on this, so hopefully it should take up any kind of that ripple and just put downward pressure on it. So let's give that a shot. I think that might be the best option, and we'll just have to heat it from underneath. All right, the whole thing's pretty pliable right now. I think it's gonna give us what we're looking for though. Okay, it should be cool enough to hold its shape. Let's see if this worked. It looked like it worked from the underside. I do have a couple wrinkles on the front part, but I think I can work those out. This is pretty much exactly what I was thinking. I do need to get these edges a little better. But yeah, that's gonna work. Obviously I'll have a nice clean trim edge here, so it will be really aesthetically good looking. But I think we nailed it, to be honest with you. There's a little dimple there, but I can heat in these sections and just take a piece of that memory foam and just press on it and try to work out any of these little spots. Yeah, it got a little funky here because I couldn't get the heat up and under, and I didn't want to warp this divider any more than it already is. Man, I think we did it. All right, guys. Now that I've played around with this a little bit, I think I kind of have an idea of how I can make this super rad. So it got a little lumpy here, and I tried to go back and heat it, and it just wasn't heated even enough. Not a big deal at all. But what I'm thinking is, how cool would it be if I made a panel on the underside? So the panel actually comes up and you see the roll cage exposed, and then it just bumps up and in, and that's my roof. I don't know, just an idea. I mean, this will work for now. So like I said, this is just a temporary roof thing that, you know, I just kind of did it off a quick idea I had, but I think I can really improve upon this idea, and this will more or less just be my prototype. So we're gonna trim it up now and see how close we can get it, and it'll get a better idea of how it's gonna look once it's trimmed up a little bit. Okay, now it's starting to take shape. So what I'm gonna do is try to heat these and kind of get everything really down. You see there's like a little lumpy spot there. Without having the excess there, that might really help. And then I'll go in and just trim and smooth everything out. I want this to like almost quarter wrap the tube, so it does form fit pretty good. But like I said, my plan right now is I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep this, so I'll probably just drill a couple holes and just zip tie it on like 6 points or something and call it a day for now. And then if we decide to do something more permanent, we can go that route later on. But I think, you know, I really would like to have this on the underside. Well, we have our little removable roof. All right, guys, I'm contemplating the roof thing right now. So in the meantime, we're just gonna get this rear. We're gonna get this rear diffuser installed and figure it out after that. All right, we got our diffuser on. I use like a spray-on bed liner thing for this, and it kind of sucks, but whatever. I painted it originally, and I had a chemical reaction in the paint on one of the spots. I was like, whatever. So I just put a textured finish on it. You know, it's kind of one of these things. It's not like a critical piece here, and you know, I'm kind of in a time crunch too. So that's what we're dealing with. And yeah, we're just going to now, I think I'm gonna just try to remove the brake rotor and leave the caliper on, and then just put a piece of metal about the space of the width of the rotor into the caliper and zip tie it on or something like that, and then we'll have no rear brakes. I was originally going to take the caliper off and like zip tie it to the shock or something, but that might be a pretty sketchy idea. So I think that will work. The only thing we'll do is we'll lose about 3/16 of wheel space off the back, but that's not a problem in this application. So here we go, we got the rotor off, and there's a little step lip on the hub. I think the wheel will fit. We'll double check right now. So we're also just gonna pop off the emergency brake just because it's disconnected anyways, and there's no point in having any of this crap risking breaking off or coming loose or whatever. and getting out of control. So we'll just take that off, save a little weight anyways. All right, pretty simple solution here. And now I'm just gonna take this big zip tie. That's pretty much all we're gonna do. Just zip tie that so it can't fall out when we let off the brakes, and that's gonna do her. Not once ever until today did I think I'd be disconnecting my rear brakes so I could do a burnout in front of a few thousand people in a pay-per-view audience, but I guess that's the road we're going down today, and this is our solution. All right, they fit. Now, these are the tires that actually came with the Z3 when I first bought it, and I have 2 sets of them, and this one is, I don't know, what is it, 8-year-old Goodyear. But one more thing I want to mention, I am going to add my stock height adjusters on the coilovers. I was running them without it, and the car was just, I mean, it wasn't too low, but my rear camber is still a little off. And I would like to add a little more positive camber to it. So I'm just gonna put these back in. It's gonna raise another 15 millimeters, or approximately like 5/8 of an inch higher in the rear. And that will really help, especially when I get my drag radials on, and or once I start getting into my drift stuff, it will really help out that, that negative camber issue that I have. So I'm gonna do that now, just while we're kind of playing with wheels and, you know, suspension and stuff. We're just gonna toss these in there and just get that done. Okay, I made an executive decision. I guess all my decisions are executive decisions, but I'm going to keep this as it is because it's functional, and I don't know, I'm just not in love with it. And then if I have time, I'm gonna make one for the underside. And I think I will have time to do that if I bring the car home and the torches. So that's gonna be that. The main idea is safety, right? So my biggest weak points, just in case, are that hose there, that hose there. I'm really not worried about the radiator exploding. I have 2 pressure caps. I have one there, and I have one here. So first off, I'm not gonna let the car get that hot. If I see the engine temp spiking, I'm just shutting it down and calling it a day. 2 thumbs up, gold star, everything was fine. But for some reason, there's a issue and I don't notice it or whatever. We have 2 pressure caps that will blow off before anything happens. And after that, those would go. Then after that, this wall protects me, and now this roof protects me. So that's kind of the main idea, especially after the last Cleetus and cars, watching that kid in his custom, you know, homemade kart there get really hurt actually from steam. I'm not taking any chances. And I'm also going to be buttoning up the firewall here tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. This is just a, you know, I'm zip tying it on, and it's obviously not a fire rated item, but there's not gonna be fire back here, it's gonna be steam. So this will protect me from the steam, which is all I'm really worried about. So with all that being said, I got these wheels and tires on. Let's go do a test burnout with these and see how these look, and then we'll try the other set of wheels and tires and see how those look, and see if there's any difference in smoke or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing here, but we'll do a quick little burnout, see how it goes. That was tire option number 1. was also kind of worried about the clutch because I smoked the clutch out last time doing 3rd gear drops, but these tires are way narrower. I also put 60 pounds of air in them, so it's a whole different deal. All right, let's try the other tires real quick and then we're gonna get out of here for the day. All right, so I had this idea that I was gonna test out both tires for burnouts to see how much smoke they produce. However, I was a 4th gear burnout and I probably went through 25% of the tire in about 5 seconds. So I think I'm just gonna go with the ones with the more tread life left and just send it. I mean, it's gonna be one of those things, you know? I mean, it's kind of stupid to burn off a tire before I go to a burnout contest. And so then what I'll do is I'll just save the ones I just did a burnout with. I'll just use those for drifting or something one night. So it'll be a win overall, but man, it's gonna be fun. I mean, that just got me fired up. All right, guys, that's it for now. I'm going to probably bring the car home and try to work on it here and there tonight and get that roof situation sorted out. And then tomorrow I'll go and mess with the firewall, and it's gonna be a good day tomorrow. I'm really happy with all that I accomplished right now, and yeah, everything's great. Car's running awesome. Definitely does a burnout. The brakes don't work in the rear, which is what we want. And without effort, it does a burnout in 4th gear. So that's good. We'll produce a lot of smoke. More wheel speed, the more smoke. So that's what we're shooting for in this game, I suppose. Oh man, I almost forgot to show you guys. So the rear suspension is raked up a little bit, about a 1/2 inch. I actually like it having a little bit of rake to it. It kind of gives it a little more aggressive feel. And then here's the rear diffuser. It really doesn't look that bad. I thought it was gonna be super obnoxious, but it's kind of not that bad. And it protects my rear wheels a little bit. So that's that. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.